Hi, everybody. So I'm not sure what's going on with the Zoom, right? Second week in a row, but I did have my audio on. I don't know whether there was a problem with the password or not. But anyway, I'm going to go on and record this. I'm going to share my screen with you, and then we'll go from there. Okay. So there's a few people here, but otherwise we're just going to go on. Let me move this around. Okay. So let me just start from the beginning. We're on page 50 in your book. It's chapter 8, and it's about Let's Celebrate. And Let's Celebrate is about actually, it's about adverbs. I'm talking about adverbs, and I know that I'm not sure whether you remember what they are, but they're a part of speech, and like nouns and verbs, they're another part of speech. So adverbs are they actually they modify a adjective or another adverb or a verb. So it's probably easier to, just explain briefly how they do that with verbs. Adverbs answer the question how often, when, and where. But in this particular chapter, they are answering the question when, because it's about time. Okay, so let me just go on. So adverbs of time tell when something happens, and they describe. So for example, eat. Eat is a verb, and he eats quickly. This is a pronoun or a noun, and this eats is the verb, and describes how he eats, or when, not when, but how he eats quickly. So that's an adverb. All right, so Jose eats before work. The word before is an adverb. It tells when Jose eats. It modifies eats. It tells when he eats. When does he eat? He eats before work. Maria eats when she gets home. Maria eats when she gets home. When does she? When she gets home. Tia goes to work after breakfast. When does Tia go to work? After breakfast. So adverbs modify a verb. Okay, so starting on page 50, it talks about holidays and what is your favorite holiday or festival, and that's on page 50. And what do you do on that holiday or festival that you like to do? What do you do on that holiday? Usually we use a verb here. So when it is Christmas, we eat ham, okay? So usually we use a verb here, like go to, eat, give, play, watch, wear. So maybe on Christmas, when it is Christmas, we give gifts. So here we have New Year's Eve is a night when people make resolutions. New Year's Eve is a night. This is called the main clause because it's not a sentence here, a main clause. It has a noun, New Year's Eve is a thing, and it has a verb, the verb to be. This is a relative pronoun of time using the word when. Okay, and this is a clause, again, a clause with a subject and a verb. So, not a subject, yes, subject and verb. It's people, and make is the verb. So we have New Year's Eve is a night when people make resolutions. So a clause really is just a group of related words. Okay, a group of related words, and they have a subject and a verb, the clauses. Some of them can stand on their own, like sentences, and some of them cannot. And we'll look at that. Okay, a pandemic is when people get sick. So here we have a pandemic is, so this is a noun and this is a verb, so it's a clause. People is a noun and get is a verb. So it's like a sandwich, right? And you put when in the middle here. When people, a pandemic is when people get sick. This when people get sick is called a relative clause of time, okay? From a disease. Valentine's Day is a day, and this would be your turn, when vacation is a time when we get to relax. Valentine's Day is a day when we give flowers. So adverbs of time. Here are the adverbs of time. Adverbs of time are before, when, after. So these are called adverbs of time. What do you do before breakfast? And I have coffee. What do you do when you eat breakfast? I read the newspaper. What do you do after breakfast? I get ready for work. Okay, so here, these are really main clauses, okay? Main clauses here. And so I have breakfast. Before I have breakfast. Say here, what do you do before breakfast? So I have the adverb, before I have breakfast, comma, I have coffee. Now this is a complete sentence, a noun and verb and an object. And this here is an adverb, and I have breakfast, but this does not make sense on its own, right? So that's why we would put a comma here. I have coffee before I have breakfast. Now, if we switch these around and we put before in the middle, we have two sentences. I have coffee, one complete thought. I have breakfast, two complete thoughts. So we don't need, if we put it in the middle here, we don't need a comma. Okay, adverbial clause of time. So the adverbs, see, this is a subject here and a verb. I eat dinner. And so here's the adverbs, before, after, when. So look how this sounds. Before I eat dinner, you would say, okay, what? So it's not a sentence there. So we would put a comma. By itself, we don't need to. I eat dinner is a sentence. But if we put these adverbs at the beginning of the main clause, then we do have to put a comma here. So before I eat dinner, after I eat dinner, when I eat dinner is a clause. Okay, so that's just a little bit about clauses. And I think once you watch the videos and you try some of the other, things here, the practices, that you'll get the hang of it. It's a good exercise because it shows you another way to do commas. You'll start seeing, gee, that's a clause and that's a sentence when they can stand on their own, and where to put a comma. So the homework is 50A, 51A and B, and I'll put this on Edmodo, 54A, 55A and B, and 139 all, okay? So please send your homework in. I think we only have a couple weeks here. I have a meeting on Friday. I believe the last day of class, then I think we have 2 more classes. I'm pretty sure that's where we're at. So there'll be a final quiz that comes on Edmodo. You'll have like an hour to complete it. And so we'll go from there. Okay. Have a good day. Bye.